It is senior day in the KFC Yum Center as the Cards get ready to close out the season, and it is senior morning in the Wave Studios as we take you inside the Cards. Thank you for joining us on this Saturday morning. I'm Kent Taylor, coming to you from the Wave Studios, and the Cards set to wrap up what has been kind of a topsy-turvy season, to say the least, taking on Virginia at noon today in the KFC Yum Center. And yes, it is a day to honor the seniors. Wear red. If you can't make it to the game in person, you will be able to see it on ESPN2. And we are joined by one of those seniors who will be honored today, Jarrod West. And it's been kind of a crazy year, but you guys have a chance here to finish it up in a big way over the next week or so.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you having me on today. It has been a crazy year, but we're looking forward to today. You know, we're trying to make this senior day as special as possible and get a big win over UVA, so that's what we're focused on right now.
This Virginia team, one you've seen before, one the Louisville program, and just because of their style, Louisville's had some problems with Virginia in the recent past, including your game earlier this season. Take a look at that. They're 17-12, 11-8 in the ACC, and in that game, Jarrod, they jumped out to a huge lead on you, and Kihei Clark had a pretty good start.
Yeah, they got going pretty early. You know, they were really comfortable within their offense to start the game. They made it tough for us defensively as well. And Kie got going. You know, he was able to facilitate the offense, knock down some shots early to get them going. And, you know, he's a good player. He's been around a long time, won a national championship. So we're going to have to slow him down a little bit better today.
You hit some big threes in that second half. You guys, as much as you fell behind early, you got back in it. You got as close as 4. You had a couple of chances. Does that give you some confidence going into the second matchup?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the second half we played a lot better. We fought the entire game. We gave ourselves a chance to get back in the game, and you know, we just got to bring that intensity from the jump today. You know, from the tip, we can't let them get off to the start that they got off to last time. We got to play with that same energy we played in the second half from the jump today.
Look at that step back 3. Can we see more of those today? That was with that stretch there where you were really shooting the ball well. I mean, coming to that Notre Dame game, that Virginia game. It seems so long. I mean, Coach Mack was your coach, and that was his last game. That seems like it was like years ago, but it really wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, it has been a while, but you know, hopefully I'll make a couple more shots like that today, so that'll be good for us.
You mentioned Kihei. You know, his big play, that tip in the NCAA tournament when he tipped it back to Mamadou Diakite or passed it up to him. That was right here in the KFC Yum Center.
Wow.
Did you know
Against
that?
Purdue?
It was.
I had no idea.
I was in the stands for that. I tell you what, they had a pretty crazy, they've had a week now to prepare for you guys, but they had a pretty crazy finish to their last game last Saturday. Let's go to that. All right. Their tie game with Florida State. Armand Franklin with the jumper with 0.4 seconds left. All right, so start celebrating. You got to win, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Easy win, no question. They can't possibly beat you, but Florida State does just that. And this Matthew Cleveland kid, a 7-footer, has hit 5 3-pointers all year. 1 in a late game situation, shot clock running down against you guys. And then he hits this one, which is just absolutely crazy. Look at that shot.
Wow.
I mean, is that nuts? I mean, the swing of emotions for Virginia, so maybe it's good to have them sitting on that all week, huh?
Yeah, maybe. You know, maybe we'll catch them a little bit rusty and frustrated and down from that shot right there. That's crazy. That's a crazy end. And I think that was their senior day too, so which is that's a tough way to go out right there.
Can you imagine? Yeah, that's the last time you were on that court. What about these teams you're facing? You found it with Wake Forest. You had it with Virginia Tech. You have teams who are on the NCAA bubble, are kind of fighting for their NCAA lives. Virginia's maybe even more on the bubble than those two teams. What have you found? You know, obviously those two, not the result you wanted in those two games, but have you seen maybe a different intensity from those opponents?
Yeah, for sure. The desperation, the intensity, their focus has definitely been raised for sure. As of late. Obviously, Virginia Tech is really hot right now. They played some really good basketball as of late. And, you know, Wake Forest, they're right there on the bubble as well, so they're trying to get in there. And, you know, UVA is going to come in here with that same type of intensity and emotion and focus. They dropped 2 games last week that they felt like they should have won or could have won. So, you know, they're going to come in focused today, and it's going to be a tough game, so we got to match their intensity.
Now, one bright spot in your 2 games, the Wake Forest and the Virginia Tech game, Sidney Kerr's been playing some great basketball. Averaged 23 points and 9 rebounds in those 2 games, 21 of 30 from the field, and has kind of become a go-to guy for you guys.
Yeah, Sid's been playing with a lot of confidence these last couple of games. He's been, you know, attacking the basket, being really aggressive. He's been finishing around the rim really well. And that's why we've been giving him the ball so much. He's been making the most of those opportunities, and we're going to need him to continue to do that. Today, it's Virginia's got some bigger guys, and they're going to trap the post a lot, but we're still going to need Sid's aggression. We're going to need him to continue to play with that confidence.
Have you seen, what's that translated into practice? Have you seen him? Is he more confident in practice too? And Wake Forest, we saw him double team him in the second half stuff, and maybe he wasn't as effective, but he maybe learning how to deal with that a little bit better too? Yeah,
for sure. That's actually something we worked on a little bit yesterday at practice, is how teams double in the post and how he can pass out of it or still attack it. But he's been playing really aggressive and confident in practice as well, and it's been translating over to the game, so we just need him to keep it going.
You guys working the pick and roll? Look at that. Pretty well. Huh? You got that down?
Yeah, a little bit. Hopefully we can get some more of that going.
That could be an issue for some teams coming down the stretch. I got a couple of dunks from that coming up in the Bud Light Dunk Zone a little later in the show. All right, now, it is senior day. The emotions. Did you have trouble sleeping last night knowing that it's senior day again for you?
Yeah, man, the emotions are definitely all over the place. Last year I had a senior day, but my family couldn't.
Oh, hold on. We got that. We got that. Let's go to it. We got Marshall, Charlotte, 75. So there you are. Right. I want to ask you, could we see a red headband today on Wear Red for the seniors, maybe?
Maybe. That would be great.
Have we seen the headband all year, Jarrod?
No, we have not. We have not seen the headband this year.
Big three there. You had both your shots. You had 6 points, 2 steals, 2 assists in 36 minutes, and a win. And you had the ball at the end of the game, too, which had to be pretty special on senior day there.
Yeah, I was playing on one leg that game. My ankle was pretty messed up pretty bad. So, but that was a good way to go out. I got a steal and was able to dribble out the time and everything. So it was a good win in my last game in that gym.
Playing on one leg and you play 36 minutes?
Yeah.
Coach D'Antoni couldn't give you a little break?
Well, it was the last game before a conference tournament, so we were trying to get it loosened up and get it feeling a little bit better, so I was just trying to tough it out.
Now, for this one, though, you mentioned your family will be able to come out. We saw you standing out there by yourself last year in Huntington. Your family will be able to come out, and will there be some emotions? Well, it's kind of cool you get to do a redo of it. I mean, this doesn't happen.
Yeah, for sure. Having my family out there, that means a lot. That means everything to me. Everything they've done for me, they've been there for me my entire life, and for them to be able to be out there on my senior day, it probably will be a little bit emotional, probably more so for them than me if I had to guess, but it's going to be a special moment for them to be out there with me.
All right, Jarrod, he's just one of the seniors we have on the show. We actually have Noah, Locke, Mason, Faulkner are going to join us a little later as well. And with each of the guys, we're going to go through some of the plays that I pulled out, some of your biggest plays of the year. We'll see if you agree with me on these highlights. I want to go right here. I mean, you're a defensive guy. So this stop late in the game, Antoine Davis, the all-time leading scorer in Detroit history now, and you forced that turnover late in that game. That was key.
Yeah, that was an exciting play, actually. I think Noah got me pretty hyped after that play as well. But we needed a big stop right there. That kid's a good player. It's a tight game down the stretch, and we need to get the ball back. So definitely a big play for us. I was really excited about that one.
And as a defensive guy, you also had a huge play late in the Georgia Tech game where you just kind of, you got your hands up so they couldn't make the pass they wanted to, and you end up winning that too.
Yeah, for sure. Georgia Tech, they got a good team, and that was a close game down the stretch as well. So hopefully some of these defensive plays are timely enough to get us some wins. So at the end of the day, I'm just glad we ended up getting wins out of those games.
How about a big three in the win over Clemson when you snap that losing streak and Noah drives in the lane, kicks it over to you, hit the three. That made it 57-53 at that point, and you all could kind of take a breath and say, okay, because it was kind of back and forth in that one too.
Yeah, for sure. Again, another back and forth game, but we moved the ball really well in that play. El drove it, kicked it out to Noah. Noah drove it and kicked it out to me. And, I was able to knock down a shot. So the momentum swing was big for us there, and we ended up pulling that one out. Pulling that one out too. So it was a good win for us.
You've had pretty good atmospheres at home, especially in the last couple of weeks, and they've all been competitive games. Duke, North Carolina. What do you expect today? Is that what you expect from this crowd today?
Yeah, I think we're going to get a good turnout today. I think they're going to show out for us, and hopefully we'll give them a good game today, and we'll come out with a win.
You ready? When you're playing defense and you're up in a guy's face, you can tell. I asked you this earlier in the year, but you can tell when the guy's starting to get frustrated, right? And that's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. That's the challenge I like to take, and I take a lot of pride in my defense. So whenever I get in those moments and I can feel the ball handler's frustration, that's a good feeling for me.
That's what we want to see from Kihei Clark today. He's got good memories in the KFC Yum Center. We want you to ruin that for him this afternoon.
For sure, man. I'll see what I can do.
All right, that's the plan. Jarrod West, he'll be back with us a little later in the show, but up next we're going to chat with seniors Noah Locke and Mason Faulkner. There's still much more to come here on our season finale of Inside the Cards.
Deep three from Louisville, and the first made three-pointer of the night belongs to Mason Faulkner.
Inside the Cards is sponsored by Bud Light. Whenever there's a Cards game to watch, there's a Bud Light there.
Welcome back to the season finale of Inside the Cards, and it is senior day in the KFC Yum Center. Coming up at noon today, Virginia visiting, and UofL will honor 4 seniors. Malik Williams, who's been here forever, played for all kinds of different coaches. We talked to Jarrod West in the first segment, and now we have Noah Locke and Mason Faulkner with us. A couple guys who, like Jarrod, only been here for a year. It's kind of been a crazy year, but what has been the positives of your experience here at UofL? We'll start with Noah.
I feel like, I came in and met a lot of good guys. I felt like, I came into a city that's, big, much different than the city I was in. And I feel like I enjoyed myself with, the relationships that I built.
So a lot more to do in Louisville than Gainesville?
Yeah, for sure.
Because you were there for 3 years, though, so it's kind of a different experience, too, because you're.
Yeah, it's definitely different. I mean, like I said, it's a city here, a big city here. The weather's much different, though. I mean, in Florida,
it's
always warm, so that was a good thing.
Hey, it's going to be like 76. It's 76 today. It's going to be nice this afternoon.
But, I mean,
no snow?
No snow for sure.
All right, Mason, quickly we'll touch with you. You've been all over the place. I mean, you're from Glasgow, you go to Northern Kentucky, you go to Western Carolina, you go to Colorado for a little bit, and now Louisville. So, it's the end of what has been a pretty long journey for you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's finally coming to an end. Much needed. Like you said, I've been everywhere, but today is the stop. For sure.
What has this year been like? What's it meant to you, and how's it been kind of different than some of the other places you've been as well?
More chaotic than anything.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've been a lot of places, but this is probably the most extra place that I've been. I think that would be.
It's a little different level of basketball, isn't it? Than
Yeah. Yeah. That would be the big thing. Just atmosphere, level. I guess would be different. People the same. Like Jarrod, he came from mid-major too, so kind of the same. Mindset and ball and stuff like that. So that's about it.
All right, let's go to, I try to pick out some of your top moments of the year. We'll see how we're done. Noah, you got some big shots to choose from, and we're going to go back. That Detroit Mercy game, a big three. The game's tied at 67. You see it, a little over a minute left, and you hit a big three here on a pass from Malik, I think, as you come by and get a little screen from him and a couple dribbles and the big three to put you up for good in a win, and what was a pretty contentious game.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I feel like it was a big shot. I mean, my coach's teammates believed in me that I could make the shot, so I just went out there and, did what I could do.
All right, this kind of looks like the same play, but this is Wake Forest down one, and that didn't look to me like you got the ball in your hand, but you got it off quick.
Yeah. No, I knew I had space off the defender, and I knew if I touched the ball, I can get it up there, and I have confidence in myself to make those type of shots.
And then here's another one in another win at home against Pittsburgh. A big three late. It puts you up by 7 with 50 seconds to play, which in any other game in the history of basketball would have been a very comfortable lead, but some crazy things happened down the stretch in that one, but still a big shot.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, the play actually wasn't really for me. I mean, I was supposed to pass it to Jarrod, and he was supposed to, look down to the corner, but passed to him. He saw that I was wide open, so he just passed it right back, and I just shot it up.
Well, your mindset as a three-point shooter, it's kind of been up and down, but they all look good. They all look like they're going in. They all feel like they're going in. You just keep shooting.
Yeah, no, for sure. They feel great all the time. Sometimes, shooters have their slumps at times, but, I'm still confident in myself that I'll make the next one.
Mason, you had the foot injury earlier. Did that kind of slow getting into the season a little bit?
Yeah, I came from Colorado, you know, just coming off surgery and starting to came late, mid-August with this group. So, yeah, it kind of prolonged stuff, but it's better now for sure.
Well, let's go to the highlights. This is what we came up with for you. That Wake Forest game, you had a great game in that. I think that was your first start of the year, 11 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, nice drive there. You hit some big free throws down the stretch to kind of finish off what was one of the bigger wins of the year, right?
For sure.
And then another home win. You all were in that 3-game losing streak, kind of struggling. You had another big game here, 3 here against Boston College. And this was later in the game to kind of extend a lead and give you guys some confidence as you're going to win. And then this is one, because, you know, it stand out from the rest of your plays this year. At Notre Dame, you guys are making that comeback. You get the offensive rebound, the putback, and the foul here on the no miss. Because you don't have, I don't have the stats right in front of me, but I'm guessing you don't have too many offensive rebounds, right?
For sure. It's my job to balance.
In that moment, though, in that game, because that was another game where you all had fallen behind big, and, you know, at that point, it's starting to believe, like, hey, hold on a minute, we got something going.
Right, yeah. We was coming on a run, like we said, you know, in different parts of the game, we would start bad, or periods, you know, we just slip. So we was on a run then, and I just grabbed the ball and basically just, you know, threw it up there, and luckily it went in. They called a foul.
Had made the free throw to complete that 3-point play. All right, we'll talk with these guys in our final segment about the Senior Day festivities coming up this afternoon. But up next, our season finale of the Bud Light Dunk Zone, the top slams of the season, at least of the last week, when we come back here on Inside the Cards.
Feed inside, back cross, perfect pass from Faulkner, cross cashes
The Dunk Zone, sponsored by Bud Light.
Welcome back to Inside the Cards, our final trip inside the Bud Light Dunk Zone this year. I've got 3 seniors here with me to help us go through what was quite a few dunks last week. We're going to start at Wake Forest, guys, last Saturday. And Noah, is this an assist you had here to Sidney Curry?
Yeah.
You see he's going down the lane. You're like, let me lay this off the back of the rim and Sid.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what it was.
How about Sid with some authority there, huh?
Yeah, no, it was a big-time dunk. I mean, you know, obviously, you know, I came off thinking I was going to make the shot, but, I mean, I saw he was going down the lane. I knew he was going to put it back.
Luckily, the goal stayed up. All right, now for dunk number 2, we're going to an assist here to a cutting Dre Davis from Sidney Curry. You mentioned, Jarrod, that double team. Well, they double here, and Dre goes to the basket. And Dre looks to me like he's got a little extra lift here late in the season. Is that fair to say, guys?
Yeah, I would say so. You know, that was good execution right there off that double. That was a great pass. Good recognition by Dre to cut right there, and, you know, he dunked it. It was a good dunk, good play.
All right, for dunk number 3, let's go to the Virginia Tech game. Matt Cross with a nice assist to Samuel Williamson, and Sam gathers himself in the lane off 2 feet with the big dunk.
Yeah, that was a good pass by Matt right there, and a good finish by Sam in the middle of half-court offense right there. It was good execution, good play.
Not rushing it, takes his time, throws it down. All right, for dunk number 4, we're going to go back to Curry. And Jarrod, we mentioned this a little bit earlier, but you and Sid working the pick and roll here.
Yeah, I almost lost the ball right there, but that was good execution right there. Good roll by Sid, and you know, when Sid gets in that left hand and he's getting ready to dunk, it's pretty much over with. Nobody's stopping that.
But not just once in that game, twice. Look at that. There it is again, huh? You had better control of the ball that time.
Yeah.
A little cleaner play, but a couple of dunks from Sidney Curry in the Bud Light Dunk Zone this week. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk with these 3 seniors about the Senior Day festivities coming up this afternoon in the KFC Yum Center. Who is most likely to cry? That's when we return here on Inside the Cards. But for now, enjoy the images of the week, and we'll be back with the Toyota keys to the game as well here on Inside the Cards.
Thank you so much.
The keys to the game is sponsored by Toyota.
All right, it is senior day in the KFC Yum Center. A noon tip against Virginia. You can catch it on ESPN2 if you're not fortunate enough to have a ticket. If you are going, though, don't forget to wear red. We'll get to the Toyota keys to the game in just a second with our three seniors. We have Jarrod, West, Mason, Faulkner, and Noah Locke. Big game against Virginia. And, guys, let me give you a tip here. Here's the goal for today. To end senior day like this. Mango Mathiang, a game winner to beat Virginia. He wasn't a senior on that day, but I'll guarantee you'll never forget that. The Cards just 1-12 against UVA since then. You see Terry Rozier. I mean, you have Terry Rozier and Montrezl Harrell, a couple of guys still playing in the NBA, Quentin Snyder, everybody on the floor, but it's Mango who gets the shot for the big win. So that's the goal. Just beat him. It doesn't have to come down to the end either. You can go ahead and beat him. All right, senior day stuff, real quick. Jarrod, we'll start with you. Who's most likely to cry of all four guys, including Malik? You're not crying now, are you?
Nah, I'm going to say probably me. I would say me probably. I'm probably the most emotional out of the group.
All right, Mason, what are you most looking forward to? Your daughter, what's your daughter's name?
Briella Rain.
Okay, she's one. She's going to be out there with you. That's going to be a pretty cool moment, isn't it?
Yeah, just get a few pictures with her so when she grows up she can see, the Louisville Live and the experience and stuff like that, so that would be fun.
Yeah, she won't remember it. All right, Noah, about you? What about the family? Who else coming in?
Pretty much my whole immediate family. I mean, my brother's going to be here with his daughter and stuff like that, and it's going to be great to have them all here.
All right, it's going to be cool. We're looking forward to it. I'll see some baby pictures, maybe you guys out there this afternoon. Good luck against Virginia. Good luck next week in the ACC tournament in Brooklyn. Like to see you win that and maybe play a little deeper into March. All right, thank you to all the seniors. Thank you all for watching all season here on Inside the Cards. We will see you next year. Don't forget, noon today against Virginia.
Inside the Cards is sponsored by Bud Light. Whenever there's a Cards game to watch, there's a Bud Light there.
I went back to school, that's right, and I got my degree. It's true.